As the geopolitical shocks lead to realignment and repositioning for economies across the world, Nigeria is not left behind as it seeks to foster robust and value driven trade relations. This has led to strategic engagements like the Nigeria Belgium-Luxembourg Forum 2026 Nigeria edition, held recently at the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. It brought together business leaders in the country. In her opening remarks, the Director General of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Dr. Chinyere Almona, described the event as an opportunity to deepen the trade relations between Nigeria and Belgium-Luxembourg.
Trade remains an essential foundation of economic engagement, but it is no longer sufficient in itself. The imperative now is to ensure that trade becomes a catalyst for structural change, productivity enhancement, and long term economic excellence. In a nutshell, resilience in today's interconnected global economy cannot be achieved in isolation. It is built through cooperation, shared vision, strategic alignment of interests. The Nigeria Belgium Luxembourg partnership therefore represents a unique opportunity to co create solutions that advance inclusive growth, sustainable development, and long term economic transformation. So today, I will encourage that we all work together and proceed with clarity of purpose, strategic intent, and a commitment to the results that matter. I believe that as we have gathered today, that we're all here with a purpose to interact, to engage, and to ensure that we have a highly productive and impactful forum.
The Belgium ambassador to Nigeria, Mr. Peter Lignet, provided his perspective on the essence of the forum.
Part of what we need is coordination. Part of what we need is perhaps also genuine intent or intentionality, as it is called in Nigeria, in order to cut this and deal with problems of corruption and impunity, as, for instance, the CEO of the Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise, Dr. Mudo Yusuf, put it recently in an article, in a very insightful article, because the Abidjan-Lagos corridor stretches for about 1,080 kilometers, handles about 50 million tons of freight and over 5 million vehicle traffic volume yearly, but it remains heavily congested and inefficient, and it is called as the most problematic trade route on the continent in terms of congestion, delays, and informal costs.
Adeshua Ladoja, the MD CEO of Lagos Free Zone, in her remarks, believed the platform was vital for real business outcomes as Nigeria was a good market to attract investments from Belgium and Luxembourg.
To import efficiently, manufacture competitively, and export seamlessly, all within one integrated platform. For those who are new to Nigeria, and as a reminder to those of us who are navigating doing business in Nigeria, three factors are critical drivers to be successful in business in Nigeria. The first is local value creation. Companies that invest in local manufacturing unlock long-term value. Second is agility. Nigeria is very dynamic, and success requires empowered decision making on the ground. The third, long-term commitment. This is not a short-term market. Those who stay invested benefit the most. So in closing, the question for you is no longer whether to invest in Africa. The question should be where and how to begin. Nigeria offers scale, Lagos State offers access, and platforms like Lagos Free Zone offer a hassle-free launch pad, offering bespoke solutions to both industry and services. I encourage all of us to use today to build partnerships that go beyond this room.
The forum featured two panel sessions that discussed maritime, logistics and transport and construction, manufacturing, and finance.
But then on the other hand, of course, we have also infrastructure. If you want your cargo to be dispatched to Sokoto, basically the only way to do that now is through the road. 90% of cargo in Nigeria, I think, still goes through the road. And of course, we have railway and we have inland waterways, but all of these are not fully functional. So I think this should also be deserve the necessary attention. And then lastly, policy, of course, is the one domain that has a multiplier effect on both of these, because there are many policies in Nigeria in place, But unfortunately, the budget is often missing to properly implement this budget. If, for example, if we look at the waterway, the inland waterway, the Niger River, which goes all the way up to Lokoja, it's a fantastic way to, for example, if produce many agricultural products, to export them towards the rest of Africa or towards Europe. But of course, because the inland waterway is not properly dredged, because there are no budgets, unfortunately, this is not possible. So there's so many fantastic opportunities in Nigeria. We only need to exploit them better.
The quality that we, as a family company in Belgium, have been pursuing for almost 50 years, is that we need to see that when we're starting to manufacture over here, that we will also have that same quality, and that we it's a non-obvious risk. It's something that people need to learn. It is something that we need to push. We should not go for second best, and make sure that we adhere to all quality standards as we have been used to for the past 30, 40 years. Standardization is definitely something that we need to uphold over here in Nigeria as well.
The DG of LCCI and the Belgian ambassador speak further on the business forum.
It's very important for us to come together to engage and discuss policy issues and how to move forward. Because from the Belgium side and the Luxembourg side, they have expertise in certain things. So on the Luxembourg side, they're very good with financial structuring. On the Belgium side, port infrastructure is something that they're very good with. And we need those kind of technical knowledge and skills. And so engaging will help us see where are the gaps, where are the lapses, what are the things that we need to do differently. And from the panel discussion this morning, you could hear that implementation and coordination remains an issue. So we need to work on those. If we engage better, it will be easy for us to implement some of these things that we keep talking about over the years. It will make our ports more efficient, will be a bit more ease of doing business will be something that should be like a normal thing. It shouldn't be something that is abstract for any business person. And that we will move from, just thinking about trade, but also how do we catalyze trade from the business ecosystem.
I mean, things are definitely picking up, but we are also in a big need of diversification. In the past, our trade relations were mostly based on fossil fuels, crude then being refined, moving both ways. So we clearly see that this is a story that is reaching its end, also thanks to the Dangote refinery. But we have still many other things to offer in Belgium, pharmaceuticals, chemicals, and you can see that machinery, also building materials for production plants. And you can see that filtering through and coming through our trade statistics now with Nigeria. And of course, Nigeria has much more to offer also, except for crude oil. And we noticed that with, for instance, cocoa taking over as the main export product to Belgium since a year or two. But we see a true diversification also in the profile of the people from Belgium that show interest to Nigeria. It's also going to be about creative industries, for instance. It's also going to be about environmental cleanup work and so on. It's going to be about fight against mycotoxins. And so even in academic fields, we see such collaborations bearing fruit between the two countries. So given the risen interest on all these fronts, it's normal that we also take stock and from time to time sit together and compare notes. And this is exactly what happens at these business forums, both in Brussels and now also in Lagos and Abuja.
As African countries seek to reposition for relevance, Nigeria's strategic engagement with developed economies like Belgium and Luxembourg marks a new chapter of moving from trade to transformation as a catalyst for productivity and structural economic change.